News, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Stephanie Mumma Christie, the pastor of the One Dan Gang, ladies and gentlemen, is now in court receiving her sentence as her attorney plea for lenience from Judge Sykes. Oh, no ever hear nothing like this. The actual gangster them I beg for a short time. Yeah, greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, as we're rounding out the trial of the One Dan Gang. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the defendant, Stephanie Mumma Christie, has called up on Chief Justice Bryan Sykes to sentence the convicted member of the One Dan Gang faction of the Clansman, Stephanie Mumma Christie, a St. Thomas pastor, to a maximum of approximately 3 years in prison. Maximum! Your Arganti, in March of this year, Christie was found guilty of being a member of the criminal organization and sole offense from which she was convicted at the end of the trial. As the case of Christie, day one of the sentencing hearing saw that the defendant's attorney called on Sykes to be lenient with their client and sentenced them to less than 10 years in prison from the various offenses they were convicted of. The sentencing hearing to continue on Tuesday. And we're gonna hear. Now, this information came out on Monday. Now, on Monday, they plan to plead in mitigation by the attorney took in the form of what they could describe as a church service, which several of them quoted from scripture. Convict leader of the gang, Andre Blackman, also started the biblical procedure, quoting passages from the Psalms and from Isaiah. In the relation to Christie, her attorney Alexander Shaw said maximum sentence for being a member of the criminal organization which apply in the client case is 20 years, given that it is her first conviction for this particular offense. Added Shaw, I submit that your lordship utilize a starting point of 1/3 of that number, which takes us anywhere to 6.5 to 7 years thereabout, my lord. The attorney also urged Sykes to take into consideration that Christie, 48-year-old, making her the eldest of the gang, turning to Christian background. Shaw said that she had encouraged some of the gang member to attend church, though she was always at the church, my lord, she found herself as a part of a negative social group, my lord. Yeah, everyone has a struggle, and unfortunately, hers was one that caused her to be here, said Shaw. In the social inequity and the inquiry report, Shaw mentioned that the aspect of Christie's expressed her desire to go back home so that she can lead a better life, as she has been trying to her very best from inside the walls to remain a better person, to remind herself that she has to do better. Turning to the mitigation factor, Shaw said that Christie respect the court's decision. He said that convicted woman has a daughter who she has not seen since, the conviction, and she's attending high school. As for the last 4 years, she has not been able to see her because she has been in custody. In elaborating, Shaw said that to Millard is the punishment and asks that her lordship consider the impact that has had and continue to have on her, Christie. In a letter Christie wrote to Shaw, of which he submitted some of the contents to the court, the convicted woman said it was depressing to be locked away from her young daughter. She, Christie, has the potential to go back into society and lead a better life, Shaw argued. Christie has 5 previous convictions, including fraud, fraudulent conviction, forfeiture, and uttering forbidden document, right? But Shaw said that the nature of those offenses are not graduation to something bigger in her being convicted of being member of a criminal organization. Shaw told Sykes that though the message that is being sent to the public is important, he was asking him to exercise mercy on Christie and suggest that a final statement of a final sentence of between 2 to 3 years be arrived at. Meanwhile, the other attorney who spoke on the day raised several mitigation factors in favor of their clients. Some of those factors including the youthful age of the men and their lack of maturity at that time the offense were committed. Attorney Esther Reed, who is representing Tariq James, called on Sykes to start at calculation of her client at 10 years, ensuring that the final sentence would be under that figure. James was convicted for being a member of the criminal organization, 4 counts of facilitating and commission of serious offense by the criminal organization. Reed told Sykes to take into consideration that James grew up without parents. She said James' mother died from asthma when he was 11 years old and his father had been shot and killed. According to Reed, James has used his time in police custody for reflection. She said James can still be rehabilitated because he is aware of the traumatic and negative effect of gang violence and its activity on the wider society. Lawyers for convicted Michael Whitney, Tamarick Taylor, and Kimani Bridson made similar pleas for leniency and called for a sentence of 10 years or lower for their clients. In the meantime, attorney Keith Bishop quotes scriptures in his plea from leniency for his client Lamar Simpson. Bishop said the 34-year-old father of 2 had developed tuberculosis while in custody and his health condition could deteriorate if he is sentenced to prison. Simpson was convicted in March of being a member of the criminal organization, and only offense he was convicted of by Sykes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you see why Jamaica stay nasty? Because the people them have send away these dirty-minded, wicked, evil people are pleading to the justice, to the law for leniency. Justice Sykes don't let them up, crush them out like a lice, bust them like a fly, done them like a mosquito. These bloodsucker vampire, me a talk about the lawyer and the criminal. Me mean a pastor by the name of Stephanie Christie. Yeah, she is the big mama. She a groom them. If you don't know, Jamaican men and black men do crime for their women, their woman, them daughter, them mother, and them baby mother. There is Pastor Stephanie Christie. Justice Sykes, me why you fi crush her like how you try to crush that piece of board with a gravel. Mash them out like a mosquito. Sentence them for the longest. And these dirty-minded lawyers talking about leniency, it's an embarrassment to the population of Jamaica. After them Clansman and mash up the place, I turn it dark. You can't even talk and walk in the dark. And more life, and more joy, more happiness, more fire, pana. Lawyer we are try buy out and a free out more gangster. Justice Sykes, you know what? Me look and you look shaky. It look like you buy out too. Me not like your body language, but I'm reporting live Deep Road Studio. Nah take no bribe. Pastor Christie. Me a talk about Stephanie Christie. Me a talk about Mumma of the one Don Clansman faction has been facing a stern trial. But here comes the attorney. Me don't know if they're going on the wrong journey. About them want leniency. Uno need fi kweng her with 10 to 20. Make she go sit down and know say enough people bed empty because of them same gangster ya. Uno keep on turning a blind eye. The Clans gang trial is wrapping up. And here our attorney, after the boy them get catch, and get convicted, uno are beg for the criminal, uno should be ashamed of uno self. Are the lawyer them we are beg for the criminal them to get locked up? You see, there's no justice, so there will never be no peace and more life and more joy. Me only sorry for the deceased. Me not sorry for you, no we get go a court and I go on like you cocky and get defeat. And more life is Rastafari soldier. Subscribe, like and share to the Rastaman channel. And more time, don't forget.
So from them mix with the fire, them have to mix with the lightning. Them mix with the lightning, them have to mix with the thunder.
Evil them a pray.
Them got to mix with the world. And they so black people put the wicked them under. Hey Babylon, me see them a fret and them a wonder. Who flashy like them and who roll the thunder. Deep root flashy like them and him roll the thunder. Babylon, me see that them a panda. Look how much of the youth them will them to take, look how much them put under. How much of the youth them will them send a dove cut ya. Where Babylon the fire burn no longer. Babylon the proofs full of say you can't turn ya. Fire key, Rastaman and a real fire key. Whoa, fire key, Rastafari soldier real fire key. Yeah, Balalang,
Pick up Deep Roots TV. Respect, make sure to tune in the year every time.
Hey, Deep Roots, man. How you guys doing out there? We having a good time, man. We're right in Fort Lauderdale Beach. We got dancing, we got partying, we got beautiful women. We doing good things over here. Deep Roots, man. Keep it real.